Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, if you're anything like me and you don't get down with the mouse wheel and you love yourself some key bindings, I am about to show you the best key bindings out there right now. Um, this is after looking at pros and their setups and just kind of looking around and seeing what other people are rocking. I haven't seen anybody do it the way I'm doing it, so I'm going to show you exactly how I do it and take into account that you don't have to put the exact key bindings where I put them. It's just ideal to have the access to all the key bindings that I do have. Put your wall wherever you want it, put your guns wherever you want it, etc., etc. But this is what I find to be honestly be the best key binding setup. Alright, well, let's get right into it. So, let's see how the way I have it set up. This part, not as important. Yeah, just take, this is not really important. Let me see, so I run toggle sprint. I like that. I don't like having to hold down. I have it my sprint on shift. I'm not honestly. I do not remember the default keys. I have not used it in a long time. Um, but I don't like holding down for shift. Toggle I find just to be way better. Tap it once, boom, go on about your business. Don't have to have your hands in weird spots. It just does its thing. I'm debating on using this sprint cancels reloading. I haven't tried it yet, but I think it's actually probably ideal. I hate when I have to wait for a reload to finish before I can get going. So. But I heard, like, I have a friend that's kind of warned me against it. But we'll see. Alright, what else? Yeah, turbo building, all that stuff. Keeps, I think that's kind of normal, stays on. Alright, let's go to the actual bread and butter. Here, the input. Pretty much what I've done here is I've taken WASD and I've slid it over to ESDF. What that allows me to do is get more key bindings on the left side of my hand. Because if you're up on WASD, you have nothing to the left besides caps lock. You know what I mean? To the left of your movement. So like where your A kind of rests there in the middle, or like where your finger rests on A, it doesn't really have anywhere else to go. If I move my setup over, all like one over to the right, which is what happens when you move from WASD to ESDF, you'll get access to more hotkeys on the left. Now you have an A, and it's easier to hit the Z, Q, whatever. And this is the natural resting position for typing, so I find this to be the best. So that's what's going on here. You got your ESDF, yeah, EDFS right here. This is default, whatever. I reload middle mouse button. I just like my gun control pretty much right there on the mouse. I got everything's default except for reload, which I moved to middle mouse button. I don't like to press a button for it. I just literally, I have a fire, I have aim down sight, and my reload's all right there in the mouse. Alright, Z is what I have for using stuff, like if you pick up stuff, opening doors, or anything like that. I have no problem with it. It is a little more out of the way. It's not as easy as whatever the default is. Also, you can move it to whatever to make it more easily accessible for you. I use it on Z because I like things to be that I'm going to be using mid-fight, building, pulling out my shotguns, maybe doing double shotties or whatever. I like those to be in my more accessible stuff, editing and stuff like that. As I'm doing this video, the editing glitch is happening where you cannot unbind it from G. It's literally stuck on G no matter what. So if I put it, I usually have it actually on T, and I have my weapon slot 2 is G. But it doesn't really matter because you're going to be putting whatever you want, like whatever, you're going to tailor this like key binding setup to however you want it. But I have it on G right now anyway. Usually I don't, but it's the only way it's working, so that's how I have it. Anyway, building edit G, which I do like because it's right around your hand. If you're rocking ESDF, it's literally one over. Editing is something you want to be able to do real fast, especially in mid-fight, at the like a higher tier level of play anyway. You want to just be able to edit walls and just surprise people and stuff like that. Upgrade, I just clicked this just cause, put it out of the way somewhere. I don't think I ever really hit repair on anything. I'm usually mid-fight. I've never really seen too many opportunities where I'm upgrading or repairing something, so I just kind of leave it. Rotate building. So I'm using a Death Adder. I pretty much only have 2 hotkeys on the left side of my mouse. I have rotate because I do use it. I have it on my mouse. It's the further one, the not as close to me, so the one to the top of my mouse. That's my rotate building. The just so I'll just say it now. Crouch is my other one. I have crouch on my mouse. I don't have it. I think it's default like Alt or Control. No, I think it's left Control. Yeah, I don't like that's way out of the way. If you have something, if you're gonna keep that, you might as well have it on toggle crouch, or nah, yeah, you might as well have it on toggle crouch. I think it's always on toggle crouch. I don't know. I'm not even getting to that because I actually have mine on toggle crouch too. What am I talking about? But yeah, so I have my crouch on my other the thumb mouse button on the closer one to me. Sprint, left shift. I think that's normal. I have it on toggle sprint, so I can just tap it once. Boom, gone. Changing building material, that's default. Reset building, I think that's default too. Right here is where I changed everything. So since I moved it to ESDF, my weapon slots, this right here is your pickaxe. I have that on H. A little further out the way, something I'm still going to be using all the time, but it's not as fast as some of the other ones. My G, well, it's usually G, but right now it's T because what I said earlier with the whole building edit locked that you can't change the key binding. But anyway, so T is still faster than H. But yeah. So it's something I'll use, but it's not like I'm gonna be. It's not as something that I want it to be like as readily available to me as like say pulling out a shotgun or something. So I have H on my pickaxe. T right now is for my weapon slot 1. Usually I always put my ARs in there or any kind of mid-range. Like say if it's I just drop and I have like an SMG and a shotgun, doesn't matter. Something that I can like get a decent range with will go there. T, oh no, that's T, yeah, T. V is my shotgun, and A is usually my other shotgun. So I'll have whether I'm running pump tack, double pump, heavy pump, whatever. I always usually put pump in V and then my follow up in A. And if I'm not doing that, then I'll have like rockets in A or something like that. So as you can see, I have VA. I like it to be back and forth. That's kind of like where I jump back and forth between cycling, something like that, from doing double shotty, double deagle, anything like that. I'm running between those two. X, that's another one. It's pretty easy to tap down to. I usually put my snipers in there. And then my last slot, C, is usually where I drop my healing, shields, whatever I need right there. I don't know what this is, but yeah, it's pretty much nothing. Or I'm sure it's something, but I don't know what it is. And I don't know that buildings. So I need very fast building. You don't really need the roof. There is a way to do it now where you can get some use out of that roof. I mean, where something you might want to do it fast is when you like edit it to be a down ramp. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can just also rotate it. But I can see where that's kind of something you might want. But I don't have it bound. I never use it. I have my walls R because so remember we're using ESDF. R is right there. W is right there, and Q is right there. So it's really fast building right here. So I can drop my wall, I can ramp really easy, and I can drop my floor. Q is the harder one, and that's the floor that I use, like the flat, either roof or floor, which is not hard at all to hit it. But RW is something I'm using more often, so with the ramp and the actual wall. And I have that really fast. Trap slot, Y. Really quick hit, just kind of have to move your hand a little bit. That's when you're going to bring out your trap. See, I think map. All right, so I used to have this on tab because it was just really easy. But with the way I have my building set up, when I'm hitting Q for the floor or something like that, in a panic building setting, I kept sliding over and hitting the tab and then pulling out my map right in front of my face, and then I was just kind of like having to like reset my brain to untab it, and then I'd tab it again 2 times or something like that, and it'd just be a big mess. So I literally just put it up. I keep it on M because why not? And then I actually put that little squiggly line to the left of your 1 on your on the top of your mouse or keyboard. So that works for me. It's not on tab, and I don't accidentally tap it in the mid fight. In panic building, you'd be doing some crazy shit. So nah, that's normal. I think I have everything else here. Let's see. This is new. I just threw this out the way. I think it's default V or is it A? Something like that. That squad comms. I have that N. Something out of the way. I'm probably never going to use it because I usually mic up. And if I'm playing squads, it's usually with friends and I have my mic. So I don't think I'm really going to be using that. But it's out of the way right here. You can do whatever you want with it. I think emote. I think that's normal. Everything else is looking pretty standard. So yeah, that is it. That's how I rock it. I find that honestly this is set up to be the best. If remember, you can put wherever you want, wherever you want. You know what I mean? Whatever you want for your shotguns, or your whatever. If you want your buildings, if you feel that better with like that being on G and V or T or whatever, wherever it feels more comfortable to you. Even on your mouse, if you want to have it on your mouse. I remember I have using a Death Adder, so if you're using a mouse with a lot more buttons, you can add more hotkeys to it, and then that can actually free up some space on your for instead of having to put things a little further away, you can actually tighten up the key bindings on your hand. That's a good base to start with. Play around with it. You can feel free to copy exactly the way I run it. I find it to be useful. If you can kind of tweak things to be better, do you. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope this definitely helps you, and I'm going to see you on the battlefield, baby. Alright, guys. GG's.